Welcome back, everybody, to the OlyBet Sports Bar CS2 Baltic qualifiers for the LAN final taking place in a couple of weeks' time. We already went through the Latvian qualifier yesterday. We saw Wolsung making it through. I'm very, very excited to see them participating in the main event in a couple of weeks. Now we're working through the Lithuanian qualifiers, and the game that we'll be covering right now will be GG Arena versus Free KNC. An exciting game, one that definitely leads in the latter team's favour. Of course, Free KNC, you've got some Lithuanian demons, Slocker, Spardos, Streak and Ryu, and I can't remember this guy's name. His face name is just not normal. Hang on a minute. We'll go find his name. I had it a minute ago. Laos? What was that, sorry? Mouse. That's it. There we go. There it is. Mouse. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Obviously, whoever wins this will go on to the finals. That'll be a best of 3 against the winner of Casta versus Tigresni, I think is how you say it. I'm probably butchering that one. But yeah, I think we have sort of a very clear favourite in this game and in the finals when it comes to it as well, if it comes to it. I don't want to be all doom and gloom. On the other side of things, some players that I'm not massively familiar with other than Rel. Rel stood in for the Granny's Knockers boys a couple of games last season. I think Sadivo was on holiday or something. Very, very good player, actually. And yeah, he was a great addition. Obviously, experience playing with Slocker and Streaken on that other team. I think Magilla was supposed to be playing with this Free KNC roster today. Saw him signed up the other day. I sort of spoke to him about it. But he was announced last night for Copenhagen Wolves. He's now playing with them against 9 today. So I guess just sort of more important things. I think that's why they brought Mouse in. But yeah, it would be exciting. It would be exciting to see if these guys can make it all the way and then qualify for the main event. And it will also be interesting to me if they do qualify for the main event, if they will then bring Magilla back in or if Mouse will just play the whole thing with them. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, we should be getting things underway very, very shortly. We'll be kicking things off on Nuke, which is great. Lovely little change of scenery. We saw Dust do a couple of times yesterday. So yeah, nice little change of scenery there for Nuke as well. And it seems like the boys will be ready to go in just a second. In a best of 1, having the knife round as well sort of adds a bit of a spanner in the works. You know, very CT-sided map. Definitely the most CT-sided map in the pool at the moment. So, yeah, you know, you want that CT start. You want to be trying to win that knife round and get off to that favoured side. And I think that's what we will be seeing for Free KNC. I'm not 100% sure yet. They are taking the knife round literally taking place right now. But yeah, exciting stuff. Now, as much as I'd love to see these guys make it through, I'd also be very, very open to some kind of crazy underdog story, right? I always think that yeah, you know, tournaments like this, there's always those possibilities. I think if the Free KNT boys somehow didn't win today, they'd have a very good chance in that last chance qualifier as well, even though that is a little bit harder. I think that's actually how they made it through last time as well when they were with the Grinders roster. I think they had to make it through the last chance. I think LT5 actually won the Lithuanian qualifier. So, yeah, maybe history repeats itself. But that roster, that LT5 roster, and some of the sort of big names aren't participating here. I looked further back in the bracket, and there are actually some great players that were playing within various mixes that hadn't made it through to this point. But yeah, unfortunately, as I say, they couldn't get to this stage. Kicking things off, though, here on Nuke. Semi-finals. It's game time. Oh, look at Slocker. Look how cold he looks in the pink jersey. Oh, man. Way too cold for school. Beautiful shots out onto the B site. Just wasting no time whatsoever. And showing no mercy either. 4 kills, no trouble. Bomb B play. And just like that, right, we'll finish off the job. And the T's just don't break a sweat, really, do they? As I say, though, you've got some very, very good players within this team. I big up Streaken and Slocker because they're my boys, right? But obviously Spardos played in, yeah, it was part of that original SD and Victor roster, played with LT5. He's, yeah, done just very well. He's had a great career and he's, yeah, competing at a high level. For Ryu, Obviously, on Monty Gen at the moment, he's been just fantastic. He's been a real key player within that roster. And, yeah, no doubt there. The impact he brings. Should be able to bring it here. Lovely entry. That is all we'll see, though. As for Slocker. Bomb down. He's sort of hungry for a couple of exits, but also cautious. He doesn't want to give them this AK. Ooh. Well, he does just do exactly that. Rail will collect it with open arms. It's actually been quite an expensive round here for the T's. Bomb going boom. Second round. Not bad. Now, for GG Arena, that's not a bad result either, right? Finding a couple of kills, getting those rifles, all things considered, just with the buy that they had in hand. I think they've got smiles on their faces. But they do need to start putting rounds on the board. They won the knife round. They're starting off on the CT side here. And they're looking for what? Really, at least 6, maybe 7 at the halfway point to call this a good half, a recoverable affair. What a shot from Slocker. Wants another. This guy is unbelievable. Bit of bullet conservation for the first couple. Then transfers down for the spray, but it's oh so crisp. The man advantage is the CT buy round, remember, GG Arena. Being taught a lesson on outside control. Rel has a counterpoint to make. Say I've taken lobby. I've got a good position here. They do seem pretty aware that that's a possibility, but timing important. Sparda's almost caught on it. Does manage to win the fight. Now all onto the shoulders of Rel. This one's stomping around up top. I thought he should be able to get it done, at least for the one, but not going to happen. Sparda was too quick to the trigger. Third on the board for the T's. They keep the rounds coming. They do so. But the important time as well against the bite. Look at that from Slocker. It's just criminal. The awareness on him as well. The second man's going to peek. Unmatched. Halfway here for GG Arena. 3-0 down. They'll have the max loss bonus in the next. So it'll be a Nova. Couple of M4s. Couple of upgraded pistols. Even with the $900, they'll still just about have enough to buy into the next, really. Streaker wants to do his best Slocker impression. Or... you know, the imitator's never as good. It's a big entry outside, though. Usman just around this corner. Snova could still do some damage and obviously go 1-for-1 early on. This wouldn't be too bad, but he's too slow to the trigger. M4 can't do a whole lot. What is going on here? Mouse is just farming in this round as well. He's sent it in. He's found 3. All eyes are on the Nova because you think he's going to find that pick and he just doesn't. Far too slow. And of course, if you give Mouse an inch, he will take a mile. He does exactly that here. Steps up to the plate. Delivers the goods. Ral, of course, will hold on to this M4. Not going to be taking any major risks to bring it into the next round. It's more important to just hold tight, but does mean a 4th on the board. For what? Free KNT? Or free KNT? I don't know. I should message Slocker after this game and see what the name is supposed to be and what it means. Maybe we can get a bit of insight. I'm really excited about the Magila Copenhagen Wolves pickup though. That's a really exciting one. Obviously, I work with Copenhagen Wolves guys. Magila should be out in Philadelphia at the start of December with the boys. I'll be there with them. It's going to be an awesome event, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what kind of damage you can do. Obviously, he was picked up alongside Andu, so you know this could be like another very competitive team. Love the angle. Mouse swifts a little bit there. That's the first time we've seen really a bit of mortality here for the T's, I think. A mistake made, and one that might just cost them eventually. Slocker will trade out Streaken, but at a large expense of his health. Thorpe around the corner. All right. Could have done with both there. Can't quite do it, and you can't blame him. It was a very hard position to be in. Slocker might get the timing here. Oh, he doesn't quite get the timing, but he's still quicker to the trigger, and now he's got his favourite weapon. The big green runs up heaven. He just about has time on this. And yeah, Cokenline's going to be too slow. He won't be able to stop him on the cross. He won't be able to deny this plant. Now on the jump spot, Slocker won't see anything. Throws the flash, gets across. The M4 can't connect. Gives up his position. Slocker, oh, needed the big flick. Almost hits it. As a damn good go, considering that is a 2v1 and one that he shouldn't have had any business in winning, but there it is. First on the board for GG Arena. It's a hard-fought round. It does not come easily, but will go their way nonetheless. Still plenty of money here for free KNT. Bondi almost gets a freebie. We might see at least a freebie here for Ledsit. He will get it. Oh, looking the wrong way. Streaken's managed to slip the net, but as he comes out of mate, bites off a little more than he can shoot. A few too many CTs waiting on the other side of it. The fact that Mouse has got as close as he does means he'll definitely get one. But that will be it. Now Spardos all by himself again. A clutch situation required here for the T's. He does see one to the left, but he's focused on the backside player. And he's punished. Second on the board. GG Arena starting to materialise something here. For free KNT, they're sort of forcing the issue. They're saying, all right, well, you know, we're the better team here. Let's just sort of wake up. Let's get a couple of rifles out, a couple of Tech 9s, a couple of Mac 10s. Maybe a bit of a pace change here. Maybe giving their opponents a little too much respect. We'll see. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's that pace change. 1 for 1. Tech 9 for an M4. Not too shabby at all. Streaken continues that streak. With HE into heaven. Oh, that's going to do a huge chunk of damage. They will return the favour with one of their own, but barely touches Streaken. He can now reposition, get right below them. Flashbang in. They'll press forward. Slocker's there to find the double. The rifle put to good use. Now it's just that AWP to try and be carried across into the next. Slotka says, not a chance, my friend, as he puts himself 10 and 3, double digits. Wants to try and pick it up. Can't quite get there in time. To a low buy here. Not even allowed to save that AWP in the last. Would have been a valuable asset. Could have kept it. Dropped over an M4. We would have had 4 premium rifles instead of just the 2. Spardos. Oh, just farming. Nice shot from Bondi. It's another. Oof. Robot aim. Seemed to lock onto Streaken's head, but didn't quite pull the trigger. Now with the man advantage, firepower advantage to go with it. Just about every advantage under the sun here. Looking to get this over the line. Again, just a little too slow. Well can trade it. M4 in hand, but drops a little too far to the left. He's exposed to main. Not a lot he can do. Usman should be good for 1 here, unless Ryu starts to suspect. And he will. Sees 1 coming to fence. It's a bit sloppy from Slotka. But it won't matter. Ryu's there in the corner to trade it. And a 6th on the board. Sort of back with their foot on the gas pedal, right. After a very short hiatus, a very small slip up. Feels like just an anomaly. Spartus again. He's been so consistent with these entries. It is just against another low buy, but it almost doesn't matter. It's felt like the Deagles have been just as powerful as the rifles here for the CT side. And the kills have come, which have been few and far between. Seem to discriminate as to what weapon they have in hand. Nice trade from Streaken. So just keep the kills coming. Breezing through, making this look like a pug. KNT just looking a little too comfortable. They've already found 7 rounds. It's more than enough for your T side, but of course they're hungry for more, and I'm confident in their abilities to take more. How many more is the question, I guess. GG Arena, at least, after saving all their pennies, have got a decent buyback out. Bondi with the AWP. Lovely shot. Forced back by the Molly. Flash to come over. Ryu. Ooh. Not him that we need to worry about. Streaken and Spardos, clearly, well, takes matters into his own hands, gets super aggressive from ramp. He's had a bit of a slow start here, but what a big round to step up. Swaps out to an AK, makes his presence known. And if there's anyone I'd want to try and recover a 2v5, it would be Slotka and Ryu here. As Ryu takes the first, drops the smoke, tries to isolate these angles. Usman's there, Ryu's quicker, as is Slotka. And the 5v2 becomes an even 2-on-2. But Led's it, creeping in from behind. How do they expect it? A second quicker. And he would have had 2 with their backs turned, but Slotka, with his head on a pivot, plays like an owl. And with a molly up into heaven, and Bondi realising that perhaps it's time to cut his losses. He'll back up into main. He still wants to play for this, but another smoke, another flash. Surely no chance. He's made his position known. Intrusive thoughts, perhaps, for Slotka to just jump through and get this over the line, get it finished. But actually, Ryu, that's on hunting duty. And he will find his prey. Slotka upgrades into the AWP. What a ridiculous recovery. And I think it's moments like that that really just shows the disparity between these two teams. It can't be questioned. There's no doubt about it. 2 versus 5. It's just cruel. And once again, GG Arena kind of left with no choice, especially in the penultimate round of the half. They don't want to eco. They want to try and keep a bit of pressure applied. As well was able to apply in the last round, but Spartus is just running circles around him. And this buy round came as standard with a couple of shotguns. Now there's one left. It's Usman. He's in hut. He lands a shot. It's not enough. Bomb dropped over. Slocker still hungry.
Bomb has been planted.
Now given absolutely no chance. Not to save the rifles. Not to find the kills. Here's one stomping around above him. Might have a chance here. There you go. Let's find an exit. Able to save the AK. That is about it. And that is a very thin silver lining in what has been a very, very tough game for them. And we saw that mini resurgence. Oh, it can't be a resurgence unless they had one in the first place. But those mini moments. Round 5 and 6, it went 4-2. I thought, okay, yeah, you know what? We might actually have a competitive game on our hands. A couple of better rounds, but... Later we saw the T side just adapt. Absolutely brilliant. Leds it, super aggressive outside. He's fed up of the space that they have gifted time and time again. And through the smoke, might actually have the drop, but he takes both. Caught with their pants down, Slocker and Ryu. And in the chaos, Spartus is able to trade. He is wiped out by the second M4. Streaken has a bit of info. 4v2, surely not again. Usman wary. Concerned that one could come to his left, but bad timing. Streaker makes a bit of a meal of it, and that is going to cost him. As Koking's line is going to finish off the job as well. So, third on the board for GG Arena. By no means is it a good half, but it's serviceable. It's possible. Second half pistol, though, is a must-win for them. It's worth its weight in gold. If they can take it, then... You know, there's a comeback story here, maybe. Starting to materialise, but... Without it, it definitely is too far gone. Now, the one thing for Free KNT with these guys being a mixed team, you sort of expect their T-sides to be better. Maybe not here on Nuke. I think this is maybe the one exception, but... Look at this. They're playing this defense as if it's the T-side. Slocker pushes all the way outside. Freebie kill on the man throwing the U-tilt. Streaker will fall on ramp. Allows him down to B. Maybe a bit of trouble now. A retake at the very least. We'll see a bomb plant, no doubt. Spartus arrives at the party. He's got Slocker there with him. Lovely shot. I'm not sure they're aware that one's crept through the vent. Sleds it. Makes the sound cue, though, and I'm not sure why. He had the info, and once he peeked and saw nothing, he could have had the drop, just walked up, flanked him stairs. It's all in hindsight without X-ray vision, but... Felt like the obvious answer. Either way, it's Mouse left in the 2v1 and spamming away with the Jewelies just won't cut it. I said it was a win condition, a lifeline, a thin thread that GG Arena will hold on to. But they're still dangling. They're not out of this yet. And with what should be an eco here for Free KNT, it will at least go 9-5. And then, you know, 4 rounds in it. Couple of upgraded pistols here. Feels like a mammoth task against the rifles. You can see just how sort of scared GG Arena are. How aware that they can't be taking any risks. Prioritizing that firepower over just about everything else. Forget about the util. Cannot run around like this with Mac 10s. Taking some liberties here. Let's push-pull mechanism. 3K&T have lost the outside control, so they're keen to try and take ramp and lobby. They will somewhat do so. Wrap around into mate. Spardos will confirm. That's behind the vent. Hasn't been cleared. Streaken, aggressive. Will catch out the pincer. 1-for-1s continue. As this goes in to a 2v2. Make that a 2v1 and trying to cross into the vent. Rel just about slips the net. That Deagle could have finished him. That would have been round over. Losing to an eco is horrible. But still a very real reality. 20 HP. Flashbang in. Lines up the first, but not expecting the second. The spacing's brilliant. And Streaking will get it over the line. Double digits. 10 rounds for 3K&T. Not bad at all.
Counter-terrorists win.
That's it. Creeping into Heart. Mouse just above it. It's a great setup here for the CTs. It's going to be very difficult to break. And right, perfect angle. Makes a bit of a meal of it. That's fine. Off of his contact, Slocker will poke up and find one of his own. Bella's opened the door here, though, once again. For the ramp control, finds Streaken's head and his AK as a result. Oh, good read. The leads it. Still can't get it over the line. Mouse just keeps picking him off. There you go. Eventually traded, but Rel can't do a whole lot more. He's sort of been fighting for his life in a couple of these rounds. He's had a couple of big moments. Not been enough. Ooh. Alright, better start here for GG Arena. Despite the fact this isn't the best of pies. Somewhat making this work. Streaken has pushed all the way through. Ramp, though, has a freebie kill onto the bomb, and as it's dropped, awkwardly swaps out to the Khalil. Makes a bit of noise in the process. Rel will be able to trade it out. Does he expect Spardas' aggression? He does. Oh, I thought he wouldn't win the fight there. Actually gets away with it. Now, right. 3v1. Hears all these sound cues. Knows what's up. Should be able to slip through and find a freebie on the first. Plays the trigger discipline. Oh my god. How does he get away with that? Surely won't be expecting the last to be coming up from heaven. But yeah, as he progresses forward, clears lobby. Now he will start to anticipate it. he's actually going to play all the way round. This is so smart from Riot. I thought he'd maybe screwed the pooch when he had them both jumping around the corner. Line's made the mistake as well of faking the bomb. He gives extra time for Riot. Suspected he might be coming up from heaven, but second guesses it. The timing's impeccable. And a 1v3 from Riot. Once again, a moment here where 3KNT are just clearly that level above, right? Reading their opponents like children's books. It's just so easy. Look at that. I mean, just ridiculous. And it's sort of this, like, intuition, right? I think a lot of players would have that idea to wrap around and, you know, flank heaven there. But it takes a few extra seconds. And in those few extra seconds, Line's able to, you know, get that bomb planted and take a post-plant position. And then it becomes a whole lot harder. But it's just how quick it comes for Ryo. It's just how quick that decision-making is actually made. And as a result, he's there. Perfect timing. As soon as he comes off the bomb, it's a freebie kill. Wind in their sails. Confidence to the max. And morale has got to be at an all-time high here as they are about to close this out. They will be your first finalists here for the qualifiers. One more and they'll be making it to land, and they just make it look so easy there on Nuke. As I said, a couple of hiccups, a couple of moments of brilliance there from GG Arena, but I think they knew from the start that was going to be a cliff face. That was going to be like climbing Mount Everest, and maybe they made it to base camp, but not a whole lot further. Awesome stuff. I say they're your first finalists. I actually don't think that's the case. I think the other semi-final has actually concluded now as well, so we will know who they're playing against. Yeah, Caster absolutely destroyed that other game, 13-5 as well. So that is going to be the grand final that will be coming up very shortly. 3KNT versus Caster. It should be an exciting game. Make sure you stick around for it, folks. That's going to wrap things up for this one right here, though. We're going to go to a 10-minute break. When we return, we'll be back with that grand final, and we will be seeing who actually qualifies for that LAN event. Don't go too far. You definitely don't want to miss it. Welcome back, everybody, to the OlyBet qualifiers. We have got some awesome stuff to come. Grand finals here in the open quals. 3KNT versus Caster. A best of 3 as well. So we'll have a map veto and maybe a bit of a change of scenery. We saw an absolute stomp on that first game there. KNT just destroying on Nuke. And I'm very surprised that Caster pick into it after what they just saw. But a bold choice. For 3KNC, an ancient pick, Anubis as that decider. If it comes down to it, of course, the winner qualifies for the LAN finals. So the chance to play on the big stage, but also a guaranteed €500. That's what you get for coming last. If you win it, then it's 2.5k second with €1,500 there as well. So yeah, even prize money on the line just for winning this one here. I think if we do see that expected result, which is that 3KNT win, I think they've got a very good chance of winning that LAN finals as well. Obviously, we've already secured one team that'll be joining them there. That's Warsung. They're a very worthy opponent. That Estonian qualifier, we've got our final 2 teams. We haven't quite decided who's making it through just yet. And then obviously that last chance qualifier as well. The Estonian qualifier, the teams that are in the final there are actually pretty scary too. Now that final's being taken place on a LAN event. Not 100% sure. I think it's on the 19th, but yeah, the teams there, like the mixed teams that are taking place, actually pretty scary. You got Watts, you got Sikta on the other side, Andu and HS playing. So exciting stuff to come. I think that, yeah, whoever qualifies for that grand final, it's going to be an exciting one. We've actually got really the best of the Baltics here qualifying through, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, that's for sure. Ready to get underway, though, with this first map of the best of 3. Caster, starting off on their CT side. 3KNT, of course, on their attack. This was their map pick, so no surprises there. Absolutely ready to roll as we go into round number 1. Farito, the USP. Looking at range, Ryu trying to land the headshot. The gold tooth not connecting. Farito does actually find that opening jewel instead. Spardos has found an entry elsewhere. It's a great flashbang. A little bit messy from Rene. He will go 1 for 1. I don't feel like that's enough given the opportunity that he had at hand there, but either way, puts it into a 3-on-3, opens up the site, and again, a scenario where Depends has got 2 with their backs turned, and he's not able to capitalize for more than just the 1. Farito has to swing out. He was the one that kicked things off with a great headshot at the start of this, and yeah, just look at the moments that they've had there, right? Rene had such a great opportunity to find 2 kills, even there for Depends. If he takes his time, lines up the head, that should be a 2-piece for him, and that's round over, right? Instead, goes right the other way. Easy pickings. Just up against these pistols, there is obviously no resistance whatsoever, no friction. The second round comes just like that. The third won't be so easy, or at least it shouldn't be. As they're now up against the big guns. So, M4's in play, Depends down to that for Mass, but yeah, firepower's pretty decent. A little bit concerning, there's no kits. There's not a whole lot of util either. HG to try and blow open that smoke. Mouse has actually already made it to Donut. They somewhat expect it. Depends on win that fight. So, from us for a Galil. A fair duel. And a CT Victor. Spardos looking for the entry. Perfect timing as Rene pulls out the nade. And he's just going to keep it coming, Spardos. Pure filth. An unbelievable with the AK in hand. Streakham finds the entry. Furito's able to trade it back, but at this point, it's a 1-on-3 and another round reminiscent of the pistol that started off well, but has all fallen apart. Spartus has found himself a 4K. He's 8-0 as it stands, and with no assists. He doesn't tag up his opponents. He finishes everybody. Look at that. So crisp. Round number 4. Caster back onto sort of a half buy here. You know, they'll have the max loss in the next, so they can absolutely justify buying down to the $1,000 mark. It's okay, but not in the context of the round count so far. 3KNT just following on from their domination of that semi-finals game. Oscar's definitely just seen one. Called for the support flash. It's perfect. Maybe a chance here for more damage. Okay. MP9 going tit for tat. 2 for 2 against the rifles. Isn't bad at all, but his teammates need to do the same. It doesn't feel like that's going to be too possible. Mouse has got his number. Okay, Depends still wins that duel. And Caster, at the very least, have made this very expensive. I said this was a half-buy round. This was one that they weren't fully invested into. Kind of maintaining a decent economic position. And not only have they done great things for their own economy, but they've actually started to hurt 3KNTs as well. So some costly reinvestments needed here. However, you know, Slocker's on 10k, so maybe not too phased. As he does finish off that last, it's going to put it 4-0. 3KNT, obviously a perfect start here. Building up that bank quite nicely. So smoke on the molly, but great util damage at the start of this round, and Ryu flying through the smoke either hasn't been given the accurate information of how many are on the other side of it, or maybe is just a little overconfident, because that felt ballsy. Slocker and Spardos to try and clutch up this 2v5 now. Last time it was him and Ryu, and they got it done. Different circumstances, of course. Different opponent, different map. Can't draw too many parallels, except for the fact that these guys are fired up. And frankly, it would not surprise me if they were able to pull it off again. A big opening pick from Spardos, but Roska's behind the site. Should be wiped out too. There you go. Spardos maybe with a shot at this now. In the 1v3. No easy task. And they're taking their time with this. I quite like the way that Caster are going about this. Not taking any risks. Still just dancing around with 20 seconds left. They're kind of happy to run down this clock. Eventually, Furito will take it, but yeah, it's good work being done. Of course, right back on the gas for 3KNT. Tons of money to work with. Won't be too phased by the round lost in the last. Of course, Spartus was able to do some decent damage there as well. Nonetheless, 3 AKs are carried through for the CTs. Nice and patient. It's Ryu. Eventually to break that silence there in mid. He does so with a bit of gunfire and a bullet to the head. Romeo pressing forward. Does find one. Ryu's position is not to be expected. Okay, depends. Still able to react in kind. Pulls it back into a 3-on-3. Slocker stays put. As his teammates are able to get this bomb planted, he'll have a great flank going. The problem is, he's got an AWP. It's not really the right tool for the job or the situation that he's in, but as long as he can isolate one, and his teammates will pick up the rest, then it's all good. A mouse with a clean 2K ensures that. So 5-1, free KNT, keep the ball rolling, they stay ahead. Make this look very comfortable for Rito playing in. Oh, he's under a bit of pressure here, that is ridiculous. Flash over, Ryu doubles up. Oscar's MP9. Oh. Done, no trouble, streaking, tapping in those digits. Bomb goes down. The M4 around the corner, MP9 here in K. Little jiggle, lovely headshot, Slocko, the big shot back, and Streakin will finish off the job. I mean, you know that round's not going the other way. It's just sort of how expensive can Caster make it, I guess. But 6-1. Free KNT, they've already hit that benchmark of a good half. Now can they make it a great one? Right, we'll fly out of mid. Oh, Farito. Let's draw first blood in this one. Bardos out on the side. Spamming away. Desperate for something. Lots of damage, but takes a whole load himself. Now all smokes and mirrors here on the B site. Free KNT aren't getting a whole lot out of it. Slocker calls for the flashbang, runs through the smoke, does not work out for him. Mouse goes for the spray transfer that won't convert. Making a bit of a meal of that one. Runs out of bullets when he then has to fight the long player. That one will go back the other way. Caster, every now and again, just poking holes, right? Is the greatest Lithuanian IGL CAG XD playing this tournament? I don't think he is. I feel like he was signed up before. I feel like I saw him before, but maybe he had a schedule change. I thought he was signed up with this team originally, but maybe not. Unless I saw him on another roster. Either way, he's not here. This is the finals. He's not here, so we won't see him at the LAN finals unless he makes it through the last chance quali. But yeah, I mean, what a legend. Bit of a technical pause before we move any further into this game. All seemingly resolved though. So ready to get going once again. Spams early on. Ryu hit. bit of help from his teammates that are just around this corner. Depends under a bit of pressure. Okay. Good for just the one. Trade is great from Ferrito as well. So it started off very good here. Might turn sour. Molly burning up Ferrito. Bomb's going to be planted, and 3KNC should have this one in the bag, but should is the big word. Both of the retakees with defuse kits with a bit of util. And starts off well. Omil with a nice headshot, puts it into a 2-on-2. Slotka calls his bluff, peeks out. Omil's going to catch him on the jump. And Spardos now gets to panic stations, realizes that actually he has to speed this up, and in the process taken out by the AWP. It's a great retake there from Caster. And better stuff. Really, really good work being done. And finally, you know, something a little bit better. We haven't had too many moments like that where you can say, yeah, you know what, that was really well played. Spams through the wall. Desperate for the early entry. They feel a little bit cheated out of that last round, and I don't blame them. Slocker with a big double. Ooh, okay. That kind of just turns the tides, just like that. We continue this theme, though, of sort of 3KNT not giving their opponents any real space it. No real opportunity to string together a couple of rounds. No mercy being shown either. Not allowing them to hold on to those rifles. Look at this. Lovely little transfer from Slotka. Didn't even realise that that first bullet actually killed the long player. I think he looked just as surprised there as well. Clinical stuff again, though. Saw this from him in that semi-finals map as well. Just beautiful shots being hit, anticipating the boost, but I don't quite know where the bullets go. They don't go where they need to. Depends. Had the opportunity to get a double there, couldn't quite convert it. And what actually looked incredibly messy in middle, I know through our rose-tinted goggles we can see the X-ray. It seemed a whole lot easier than it really was. I think for Omil and Ferrito, they probably only saw a little glimmer over the top of that smoke, the top of a head poking over, but still, a double kill there would have secured the round. Instead, they're chasing their tail. Slocker's seen that shadow. As the bomb gets tapped, he'll start spamming. We'll confirm that the AWP's there in Donut. Will start to activate some of the other pieces. But with the smoke in play, they'll continue to tap this bomb. The issue is, neither of them have a defuse kit, so they really don't have time on this. One of them needs to just hold this down and commit to it. And Slocker, even if he didn't find that second kill, had done enough stopping the defuse, but ends up with both just to rub salt in the wound. Look at this from the Glock. Headshot, headshot, bang. They weren't even particularly low, but just low enough that T-pistol would get it over the line. An 8-3. The rounds keep coming. They do not let up. As I said before, just making this look easy. Running in the flames. Still not bothered. What a double entry from Mouse. Eventually traded. In fact, Depends is actually able to find a couple off of it. Slocker will take contact. A-site could be the destination here. The problem is I've had to go back and get the bomb. Spartus is very aware that off of that, Depends might try and go for a bit of a main flank. He does, and he catches him in the process. So now what? Ruska's scratching his head. If Depends' aggression had actually worked there, if he cut off that C4, he could go and join him, and they know exactly where Slocker is. They could play it to the T, but without it, I don't really know what the goal is. He's just got to route through CT, hope that he can take both, and there's no chance at all. Spartus with the AWP will finish it off. Bogdan's Law says he's low. He takes it, and it works beautifully. So 9-3, very good half from Free KNC. And kind of the worry here for me, and should be a worry for Caster as well, is that it doesn't get any easier after this, you know. If they lose this map, it's Nuke up next. And whilst it is their map pick, we just saw firsthand what Free KNC are capable of on that map. Clearly showing that, yeah, it's nice and comfortable for them. They're happy to play it all day long. Spamming away. Oh, a little bit of a mess. 2v2. Hyper-aggression on the B ramp. Not particularly working for either, but Slocker, oh, so clinical again. Man, he is crisp today. I mean, he's crisp every day, but like, jeez, the shots we were seeing him hit on Nuke were just unreal. And even there, right, it feels like, you know, yeah, one had his back turn, one was planting, nice and easy, but he doesn't even take a second to line him up. He's just natural muscle memory. Slam on the head straight away. They'll be up against a force here from Caster, despite the fact that they didn't get that bomb plant. So it's not a great force. And it should be one that's stopped here by the CTs. They have gone a little bit heavy on the SMGs. Now they have to face the consequences. But Spartus has stayed alive long enough. Slocker joins the party. M4 will do the damage. Ryu's for Mass the same. And that HE tags Farito down so low that he is in some serious trouble. And Ryu will be able to finish it off through the smoke. As I say, low on health. There wasn't a lot he could do there. Just like that, we go 11-3. And any chance of a second half comeback starts to really be put into question, right? It's not an impossibility, but it certainly is an improbability. It feels like this ship is just sinking here for Caster. They don't have a lot of options other than to just continue to force what they can. This round surely won't go their way with just the Desert Eagles, but if it doesn't, they'll have a little bit of cash to work with in the next, but their opponents will be on map point. And reminiscent of what we saw in the semi-finals, just so confident, so composed. It's 12-3, and I expect a 13th to come next. Caster right now, it's fight or flight. They either win this round and get to play on, perhaps prolonging the inevitable, but perhaps the start of something great. Or they just lose. Look on to Nuke. Hope that they have a better result there. Very difficult, though, after a 13-3 map loss to really take any positives away. Okay, Roske has found a new gear in this round. That is a bit of a whiff from Spardos, I'll be honest, but a great reaction from Roske nonetheless. What a time to shine for him. As I say, it's all or nothing in this round, so even if it isn't the start of a crazy comeback, it's very welcomed, and there you go from it. 4 kills in that one. huge catalyst at a time that it really felt needed. Can he do it again? That's the question on my mind. The question that should really be on everyone's minds. Can he do it again? Or maybe can somebody else step up and output that kind of damage? Give Caster a bit of hope here. A real bit of hope. At a time that it's so sorely needed. Spams through this smoke. Mao's not finding anything early. It felt like that last round was as a result of just a little bit of over-aggression from the CT side. They won't make that same mistake again. And if they don't make that same mistake again, then where will the opportunities come from? M4 round this corner. Lovely headshot from Spardos. A two-man advantage. Make that three as Ryu finds a freebie. And this just looks done. Broskate, good for just the single. And Rene all by himself. Surely no chance. He's spotted out, but it doesn't matter. Mouse finishes off the job, and that is going to be 13-4 for 3KNC. Just super, super convincing. Super, super dominant. And, yeah, I guess I don't want to say as expected, but, you know, they were the favourites coming into this game, and they were always going to be a force to be reckoned with. We're going to go to a short break. When we return, we'll be back with the second map of this best of three, this finals here in the qualifier, to dictate who will be moving on to that LAN. Of course, it's Nuke. It's Nuke, and it is the enemy map pick. It's Caster's choice, and maybe a chance for them to come back. We'll have to wait and see. As I say, we're going to go to that short break. Join us back here, sort of 6 or 7 minutes time. We'll be waiting with the action. Welcome back, everybody. I said it was only going to be a short break. I was not lying. We are back into the action here for our second map of this grand finals to decide who will be qualifying through to the land final, taking place in Vilnius in just a couple of weeks' time. And of course, 3KNT, if you missed it, absolutely stomped map 1. If you're scratching your head thinking, wow, I went for lunch, I've just come back, why are we on a new map? Yeah, it was a pretty short one. They're on Ancient. A great way to get things going for Caster, though. Straight in, all 5 kills, no trouble at all. Couple of casualties, they'll brush it off. And a good start, a very, very good start here to Nuke, and it felt like a much-needed one as well. The 3KNT starting off on their CT side, you expect a certain round count out of them. Maybe 7. Now the thing is, they did start off on their T half when they played this map in the semi-finals just an hour or so ago. And they looked very good there. They actually looked a little more comfortable there. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates here into this game. If it translates into this game. Right, pressing forward. Spardo says, Deagle! Had the right idea, had the right angle, just couldn't connect the shot. Needed it, though. Rounds like this, thin margins. He hits it, they take that early advantage and maybe build something out of it. Without it, he knows that their chances are slim, and with his teammates falling like flies. Slocker on the back of the site, should find one. That's nice and comfortable. Ryu's taken one as well. If it wasn't for the fact that Rene was there in heaven, that could have got dicey, but great positioning. Great timing. They work together in unison. Deliver a good round. So, second on the board for Caster. Now they will be challenged. There's a decent buy here for 3KNT. It's a bit of a surprising one because, you know, they didn't sort of fully go in that last. They did go for a bit of an investment, so it played the buy a tad here. You got no kits, you got rifles out, you got mouse down to an MP9, not a lot of util. It's a bit of a risk being taken. One that might not pay off as Omil finds a quick entry out onto the site. Looking for more, will not find it. Mouse and Ryu return the favour. C4 will go down with a man advantage and all of the pieces in place for the retake. Doesn't seem to matter as Rosuke and Farito follow up in unison, but Spardale still fancies his chances. The 2 kills found, he needs to make it a third, and a drive-by does not let go of W. And just smashes the head instead. Absolutely gorgeous. What a way to get it over the line. And a much-needed bite back. Of course, not too far gone just yet, but starting to get into a bit of a sticky point where, you know, those first couple of rounds didn't go their way. It was an awkward buy. It could have gone wrong. If it did go wrong, then Caster are on to 4. And it begs questions. Right now, so confident. And only a low buy here for Caster. A great opportunity to tie up this scoreline and maybe even extend it further. That might just be what we see here. Spams away. Early kill already found. A great pick from Farito. At least keeps these numbers even. Slocker the other side of this blue box. Cannot find the transfer. So again, it's a 1-for-1. It's not quite going to cut it at times like this. With any other bite, I'd say, yeah, M4 for an AK, 1 for 1, not bad, but M4 for a Mac-10? No, no, no. He'll be frustrated that he couldn't convert for another there. As a result, we might see this round go sour. Ryu's timing's everything, and Rene punishes in kind as well. This is starting to fall apart. With a man advantage and a B-bomb site potentially open for business. Not if Streaken has anything to say about it. Still, this plant should go down. No, Streaken is taking no prisoners, not allowing them anything. And you can see the wiggle of the mouse. Yeah, he knows. He was yet to get on the board prior to that. He was having a bit of a slow start to nuke, and then bam, steps up in a huge way. Delivers the goods. I'd love to see that from his POV. Felt like he was so quick to the trigger on that second and third kill. Super aggression here from Spardos, knowing that they're just against pistols. He wants to try and get this done and find some frags in the process, and he's well on his way to doing so. Furito has found himself a headshot. Streaken under a bit of pressure, calls in for the reinforcements. Ryu takes a dink, almost gets messy. He does get away with it. Slocker takes one more of his own. Furito. He's now left all by himself. With surely nothing more to bring into this round, it will go the way of 3KNT. Just not a world in which the CTs allow Furito anything here in the 1v4. A couple of the boys are low, so a chance this Deagle could do some extra damage with 15 seconds left. I don't really know what Furito's going for here. He's running this way too fine, and there you go. Eventually realizes, actually, there's not enough time on the clock, and I don't want to be taking the risk of dying after time, so I'm just going to kind of send it in. Hope they kill me on the cross, and that's exactly what happens. He's raining over. Bit of early damage dealt. Ryu sat put. It's a decent early trade. Materialize into much more, not just yet. But split even, right down the middle. 4v4. Omil's taking a couple of tags, as has Ryu. Now that even split doesn't apply anymore. It's a big kill from Spardo. Streaken's going to be able to follow up for one as well. And untradeable as he pokes his head down and drops into ramp. Sees another head. Can't quite connect it. Only sees the scalp. That's okay. 4v2 and he's just playing his life here. He knows if he dies then things get a little bit awkward. Yeah, look at that. His pathing's just perfect. And he might just be able to do it all. There it is. I said before he had a bit of a slow start to this one. Took him a couple of rounds to get on the board. But now he is. He is farming. And despite losing the pistol and the follow-up, They are looking so hot on the server right now. Clawed it back from being 2-0 down to 4-2 up. We see a quick technical pause before we move any further. Everyone's still on the server, so a good sign, but... So we have info on what the issue is. We won't know how long it's going to take. Hopefully just a quick one. There you go. Moves into a caster timeout. Will be done in the next couple of seconds, so there you go. Decent time to call attack pause as well. No doubt things are going a little bit wrong here for Caster. They have started to lose control of this map. Something a little bit quicker into ramp. Streaking under a lot of pressure. Tech 9s. Swarm and overwhelm. Rene will catch him right in the corner. Wants his chance to have a bit of a field day. The problem is, again, there's just too many of them. There's not a lot he can do about it. We might see a bizarre round victory here for Caster in a bit of an unlikely fashion as they continue to hit their shots. A Mouse left by himself. Of course, the MAC-10's no trouble, but a couple of rifles that have been recovered. That AWP on Farito certainly could be, and it will be. As soon as he emerges around that corner. Dead to rights. Caster pipe back. I mean, it's not too repeatable. I don't think they can run that down again and have the same level of success. I think that came off of the back of just conditioning, really. Consistently conditioning, streaking into being given a little more room there towards ramp. Means that when they do change that pace, they do make it a little bit quicker. He's sort of caught with his pants down, but I don't think that'll happen again. Moving forward. He'll be a little more ready for something a little bit quicker. They learn from their mistakes. They adapt, they overcome. Slocker, lovely shot. Farito's going to follow up as well. Puts it into a 4-on-4. It's this battle of the Titans, the AWPers that have caused the problems. As they continue to do so. This has really slowed down, though. I can't help but feel Caster are timing themselves out a little bit here. With no real info on the A site, they're just going to have to send it in. And Mouse, all he's got to do is stop that bomb. And that'll add a real spanner to the works. It won't stop the round in its tracks completely. But now, the commitment to the plant, it can't be interrupted. Streaking, taken out by the AWPer as he tries to peek. Slocker still there in hut. Almost hits the no-scope through the wall. Head spotted. Ryu. Perhaps a bit of a deterrent. He doesn't really want to repeat. Get Slocker still dancing. But the pistol will go the way of the T for Rito. The lovely fast shot with that Tech 9. Bests the USP despite being on low health. And it's another great round from Caster. They're looking undoubtedly better here on this second map. Their choice, of course, of nuke. Actually, an opportunity for the first time since round number 2 to take the lead once again here. It's technically round 3, but still, they've struggled to be ahead here in this game, and finally they will get a taste again of what that victory feels like. The wind in their face not being blocked by their opponents. I thought the possibility of seeing a third map here in this series was pretty slim, to be honest, given how this one started, but Castor are giving us a bit of a show here. Refusing to go down without a fight. Spardas wants to challenge that, and his MP9 will do so. A great double and a brutal way to start off a round here. If you're Castor, who, as I say, finally, after so long, pull ahead from the pack. Spardas has taken tons of damage, but still alive. And still seems scary. He's still a man on the scoreboard, right? Regardless of how much damage has been dealt to him. Not sure how much is really communicable. It's a big pick from right. Turns this from a probable round into an almost definite one. I maybe speak too soon for Ito. Keeps things entertaining for a couple of seconds, but Streakham right back, and it's really the MP9 show in that one. Spardas and Streakham with a double kill each. Gonna get done convincingly. It's important stuff and an important time. It's hard to put 5 apiece. This hasn't been a great CT side, to be honest, for 3KNT. I think they were hoping for more, but if they can get 6, maybe 7, they'll certainly be happy. And Spardos again on top of the heart. They just can't kill him. Ryo and Streakham will finish off as well. So a 6 for 3KNT. Castor just sort of throwing all their eggs into one basket. Throwing whatever they can at the wall and hoping it sticks. It's been awkward at times. But often they've found a way. Maybe not here. Both teams right up until this point had a very straightforward run. Every single victory won without contention. Single digits for their opponents. Not the case here, that's for sure. So, last round of the first half, lost chance for Castor to tie this up at evens. Not underselling this. This isn't going to be an easy round. Especially with the finances at hand and the fact that 3KNT in the first 15 seconds have taken the lobby control. It's been gifted to them. But O'Mill's patient, waiting, catches streaking. Will they expect Slocker there on the angle with the AWP? Realistically, they should. A good HE, a good incendiary to follow as well. Rene's going to take a couple of ticks from it. That'll be heard. That'll be the lobby control regained. That'll be a bit of damage dealt. They have to be wary of Farito up top, so they'll watch their step, and Slocker goes one further. Finds a refrag, puts the numbers back in their favour. Little boost up. O'Mill will put Depends into a decent angle, a better position. Smoke into main, they're going to try and wrap around, but will they expect the player back carriage? This is the big question. It doesn't seem to matter. Whilst it does eventually have an answer. It's down to Spardas, who just pulls the attention away. Slocker, oh my god. Misses the AWP shot, commits to the slash. He's got 3 players. In fact, sorry, 2 players alive around him. So worst case scenario, they probably would have still done it. But, oh, just criminal. What a ridiculous way to end that round. One that up until that point had felt reasonably contentious. Look at that again from Slocker. It's just cruel. At that stage as well, there's nothing to gain from it, right? He doesn't get any money. It's the final round of the half. Just about the BM, and I'm all for it. Jawley's in this position, often so powerful, but only good for 1 hit for O'Mill. Man advantage regardless for the CTs. Bombed down, but Ryu wants to even it out. Thin the man count for the enemy side. It's on Depends and Farito. A 3 versus 2 has become a 2v2, but not for long. Farito and Depends will get it done. In tandem, 2 headshots. No trouble. 6th round on the board. Caster keep the pressure applied. They do not allow 3KNT to run away with this. Key players from both sides. Mouse, who had a great map in the last, struggled to have the impact here. Ryo and Spardos have been fantastic. Farito on the other side has actually been a real menace as well. Lovely trade back from Ryo. Streaking. Oh no. It's a shame. Could have had the drop there on that kill, but misses the jump. Makes the sound. Information heard, of course. Spardos, though, still with a freebie. Streaking. Despite making the sound cue, still wants to aggress just a little bit later. And he does lose the fight. Frito doesn't stick around, though. He's dialing it right back. Slocker has a good idea that there is one around towards Lockers. Is he going to hold that corner? Yes. Still loses the fight. Felt like Slocker's duel all day long to win. Perhaps not as cut and dry, not as simple as it seemed. It's all on to Spardos. We've seen our fair share of clutches. And he has been given free access to the bomb. It's a really awkward position to sort of hold onto that C4, so they let it fall into Spardos' hands. Pretty aware that if they turtle up on the sites, there's not a whole lot he can do with it, and they are right in that assumption. He'll stay alive. He'll carry that AK across into the next. So 7 apiece. With that saved rifle, they'll buy a couple more around it. They will go for a full commitment on the force bite. And a chance once again for Castor to take the lead here. Things have been kept close. At no point have they really been able to pull ahead by any decent margin. And again, Free KNT not allowing it. It's 2 great kills. It's access to the B site. Smoke on the door. Oscar can't do a lot about it. He'll flash in. He'll give the illusion that maybe he's going to try and push through, but surely he doesn't. Yeah, he'll back up. He'll come and join Farito here towards the double doors. There's a flashbang, there's a smoke, there's a kit between the two of them. But try to peek in, try will be his demise. And against Spardos, they don't stand a chance. Rene left to his own devices. Nothing more he can really bring to the equation. He does find one freebie. That AK will be blown towards the back of the box. He'll try and grab it after time. They've all exited elsewhere. They've realised when no one else presses, yeah, they'd be dead to the bomb if they were here. So, you know, dial back a little bit. I'll grab that AK. No, he thinks... No, okay, all right. There was another one. It's all right. No stress. I was going to say, I thought he thought that it had been blown to the back. It had actually not quite made it up the top of the slope. But either way, that's where that round was really signed, sealed and delivered. Spartus is double. First on the board for the T side after losing the pistol and the follow-up again. A bit of a recurring theme here for these boys. K into hut. Top. Spartos drops down. Rene, nice headshot. In fact, it was just a kill through the smoke. Streaken's the one that's picked the head. It's just up against an eco, so should be fairly straightforward. With that one save rifle out of the equation. Just seems like it will be. No further complications. 2 casualties. And not bad for Castor, all things considered. Around with a full eco they weren't expecting to get much out of. Onto the bike. A bit of a last hurrah, depends with a big headshot. Farito takes another. This is better from Castor. And just when it felt like they might just keel over. Let this go the other way. It's quite the opposite. They dig deep. They find what's needed. Spardos still hungry to hold on. Streaken coming out of the squeaky door as well. There's a good crossfire in place, but as Rene starts to entertain the idea that maybe one's coming up heaven, they can isolate these jewels. They know that there's got to be a crossfire between the site player. They identify and isolate beautifully. And now a 2v2 and the bomb down. Another scenario where Free KNT are able to recover these ridiculous situations. Spardos has the right idea. Holding the smoke. Pulls the trigger. Lands the headshot. Streaken finishes off. And how do they get away with that? Rounds like that just make all the difference. It's the difference between, you know, Castor taking 8 and Free KNT not really having the money, and then you're in a position where, yeah, we might see the scoreline tie up again. So just know the complete opposite. It's 10-7. The money's not there for Castor. Free KNC should be able to make this an 11th, and then they're well on their way to map and series point, championship point here in the qualifiers that I think they knew from the start they would be the favourites to make it through, but they have been challenged here. And in moments on this map, I think maybe they started to question their abilities. Lovely shot from Slocker. Doesn't let go of W. Full swing. Beautiful headshot through the smoke. And now it truly is a last hurrah and all or nothing here for Casta. They lose this round, and they are surely done. They fought hard here. They fought much better on Nuke. But still not enough. Slocker, Spardos. It's all the S's to get it over the line. Slocker with another. Now all we need is Streaken to join the party. Yeah, to do so, he's the man with the bomb. He'll get those digits tapped in as Ryu's taken out, but Mouse on the flank will be an important piece in a moment. He'll climb up the ladder. He has the right idea here. In fact, he'll hear it. No, ooh, very awkward, but still gets it done. He's hearing Ghost. His headset's on backwards. It doesn't matter. He'll get it over the line. Free KNT. Ready to finish this off. 5 chances to do so. Surely this to be their easiest. Depends. Opens it up. Gives the illusion that perhaps there's some bite back. Red does the same. And it puts it to a 2-on-2 once again, but we all know who's been better in these scenarios. The problem is, it's the bomb here. They have to regain control. Depends is by himself. Streaken goes into the fight dry. Burrito's going to have the drop. Oh, no. Big whiff. You don't want to give Spardos opportunities like this, because he will take them. Not a lot of health, though. Has a decent idea. Oh, that was a little close for comfort. Casta still hold on. He'll make it 8. Of course, plenty of money here for the T side. The rifles brought back out. No question about that. Okay, Spardos. Up top on the silo, does see one around the edge of the smoke. Can't win that fight. And Streaken's a little bit lost here. We can see with the X-ray, he was almost bang on. He has walked right past one, only good for the single. Ryu can trade it though. So into a 3-on-3 once again. It's been a bit of a scrap here these last couple of rounds. It looks like they will find themselves out onto this A-bomb site. Slocker ready to join the party. Great pick from Mouse. He had a good position. He was just saying, wait for me, guys. Inevitably, they'll go for a little info peek from heaven. That will be my cue. Signal when clear. It's absolutely perfect. A 3v2 post-plant. Retake required here for Depends and Rene to keep this ship above water, and there's absolutely no chance. He does take the first, but now his position's known, and Free KNC are giving him no chance. He hasn't got a kit, he hasn't got utility, he has to tap this bomb, force him out, and of course, they will call his bluff. And just like that, Free KNC are through to the land. They breeze through the qualifier. They're challenged there in map 2 of the finals, but they still keep their head screwed on. They stay composed, and they are your victors. Awesome, awesome stuff. And honestly, wraps up the Lithuanian qualifier. I said that was going to be the most stacked one. I think we have, what, 52, 54 teams, something like that were signed up for this one. And yeah, an absolute blast. But of course, it is Free KNC that will be playing in that LAN final. They'll be joining Warsung, the only other team that are secured so far. We've got the finals to take place for the Estonian qualifier to see who from that country will be making it through. And then that last chance qualifier that's happening, I think, on the 19th, I believe? Or maybe it's a little bit later than that. I don't know. It's in my diary. 26th, yeah, I thought it was maybe the 26th. That's happening on the 26th. So, yeah, really is the last chance qualifier. It's only a week and a half before the event itself. But, yeah, to be honest, I think that from what we saw there, there's a decent chance. There's actually a decent chance that Castor could make it through on that last chance qualifier. They gave us some real promise. They gave us some brilliant moments. And against a team that maybe don't have those same kind of just crazy individuals, I think they'd have a better day in the office. But that is going to conclude things here for the Lithuanian qualies. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. Yeah, we'll be back here on this channel on the 26th. For that last chance qualifier. I'll be bringing you through that one, and obviously the Estonian qualies as well, taking place on the 19th. I'm not 100% sure what the deal is with that one, but we will have info on that soon. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon and evening, and as I say, join us back here on the 26th for that last chance qualifier to see who is making it to the LAN, and then of course back here for the LAN finals as well. It's going to be a blast. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye bye.